Hello guys, it is Super Shaw here, and today, what most of you have probably been waiting for, my NFL 2020 Week 1 game predictions. Basically, what I was going to do, and which I am glad I didn't, was the NFL preseason game predictions and rankings, but I just decided not to do so. If I would have done so, which would have been a little earlier before it started, I would not have realized that it had already been canceled for the entire preseason this year. But since I then noticed that the preseason was canceled altogether, that I could just move on from it and just start with the regular season predictions. And another thing I want to say, I'm sorry that I have not been making much of any videos during the entire year of 2020. I have been really busy this year, and a lot of things have been happening, and it's just not been my year this year. But I will make a promise to you guys that during the rest of 2020, throughout this NFL season, that I'm going to be making lots of videos as much as possible, more often than I did these last several months. But basically, I know it's been a struggle. I know this year has been very weird, and it's just nothing's been right for me this year, and I've been through a whole lot, but I've been making it, and now I'm ready to make more videos as often as possible. And another thing, the NFL predictions and stuff is going to be a little different this year. I'm going to, basically the logo features that I'm using to pinpoint out during the predictions are going to be different. Hopefully I won't have to use more than 2 or 3 of different ones. I'm going to see if I can hopefully use the same ones, but it probably won't work out. But somehow we'll see. But basically, now we're heading into the NFL 2020 season, which will be a little different, but hopefully not for long. But I'm excited to see how this year goes, and it has been a while, but it's time to get back to the NFL season. And by the way, another thing, sorry if this video is uploaded on basically today, which is Thursday. I meant to upload the whole video on Wednesday, which was yesterday, and it did not work out because I was about 15 minutes in the video, and basically what happened, it cut off on me because someone was trying to call me, and it ended it. And I could not make another video because that's not how this will work. But we're not going to let it happen again. And this whole video will be published before the first game starts. Well, it's about time to get right to it, don't you think? I'm going to search for my first logo, and it will be amazing. let's start with our NFL Week 1 first game predictions for the NFL 2020 season. Let's go. So, for our first game of the year, our kickoff game, which will be tonight, we have the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, in case you don't know, we're going to make sure that the second team I call out is going to be the home team. The first one I call out is the away team. Just keep that in mind. Some people wonder, well, where is it? Basically, the team on the bottom, which is Kansas City, would be the home team, and the Texans on the top would be away. Or left and right, for example. The left team would be the away team, the right team is the home team. Just making sure people know that. So for this game, let's start with Houston, shall we? So, I don't like saying this for Houston, but I'm afraid they're going to start dropping in some targets. No more DeAndre Hopkins, and they even started falling off a little bit when they got rid of Jadeveon Clowney a couple years back, but they haven't been way too bad, but all they have now to rely on is basically Deshaun Watson as their quarterback. So it's going to be a strange year for Houston. But Kansas City, we're going to go to them next. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, they're going to be good. They're all hyped for this game up in Kansas City. So, these teams did meet at Kansas City in the divisional round for 2019's season. But Kansas City ended up winning 51-31. I'm going to say it's not going to be quite that bad this time. But basically, I know this game, I'm going to give it to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be probably about a 20-point win, maybe 18-point win, but it's not going to be as offensive as it was last time. But Kansas City is definitely getting the win for this game. Our next game, the first believed Sunday game for this season, we have the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be an easy prediction. The Jets with Sam Darnold, I'm just not really confident in how they're going to do this year. I will say they did better than I thought they would last year, going 7-9, but I'm not sure if it's all going to work out for them this year still. The Buffalo Bills, with Josh Allen as the quarterback, I believe that's his name, and they've got great offense and defense. It's probably just going to be, it's not going to be a very good game. And I'm saying that because it's going to be a blowout, most likely. So, I'm giving this game to the Buffalo Bills because not only is it at Buffalo, but even if it was at New York, basically, if it was at MetLife Stadium, the Bills would most likely still win anyway because, it's in the same state. And there would still be a lot of fans if they are allowing fans. So, yeah, this game's going to the Buffalo Bills. It's not going to be a very good game to watch. It's going to be a blowout most likely. Probably by about 20 or 25 points. So Buffalo gets the advantage. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be close. Both playoff potential teams. Really good teams. So basically, Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers still in position, Devontae Adams, and all of the offensive crew are really going to get it going. Minnesota's defense is really good, so it might give the offense of the Packers a problem. So this is why it's going to be such a good game. Minnesota has pretty good offense as well. But I know for certain that this is not necessarily a toss-up game, but it's going to be close. I'm going to give this game to the Minnesota Vikings because it's in Minnesota, and basically this is one that Minnesota is just really going to be prepared for. So I'm just going to give the win to the Minnesota Vikings by about 3 points probably. It's going to be so close, but Minnesota gets this. This one is wrong, so Philadelphia should be on the left. Washington should be on the right. So we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington team, or football team. Yeah, it looks weird for them because basically no matter where this game is going to be, even if it's in Seattle, if the Redskins or the football team, if Washington was in Seattle, then it would obviously be the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one regardless. Washington right now is pretty much a mess. They are a rebuilding team, but it's going to take at least 2 or 3 more years, I'm afraid. So this will not be close. Philadelphia Eagles win this game, no matter what. Nothing else said. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Whoa. So yeah, definitely, I have a feeling it's not going to be a blowout like people are going to expect. I'm giving the win to the Ravens regardless, especially because it's in Baltimore, but Lamar Jackson, I got this feeling it's going to be a defensive game. Baker Mayfield at the Browns has his good days and bad days. This will be a good day for him, I'm pretty sure, because even though they're going to lose this one, it's not going to be a bad loss. But I'm going to say probably about 2 scores, probably. It's going to be by about 14-point loss. I'm giving this game to the Baltimore Ravens because Lamar Jackson and their offense is going to be really good. Defense, everything Baltimore is going to have is giving the advantage to them. So the Ravens take this game. Next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, it doesn't really matter where Jacksonville is at this point. Indianapolis, they have Phillip Rivers now. The offense is going to be good. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they're just what they did. If they wouldn't have done this, I'd probably give them the win. But getting rid of almost all, if not all, then almost all of your really good players. They still have Gardner Minshew, but it's not going to really matter regardless. So, even though what happened last year at the very end when Indianapolis got beaten by Jacksonville at Indianapolis, Indianapolis gets their revenge to start off this year. I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to win by a good bit. Jacksonville is not looking good right now. So Indianapolis takes this game because Jacksonville is looking like it's such a mess at this point. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Carolina Panthers. Let's start with Carolina. So they've got Teddy Bridgewater as quarterback now. And now they have, Christian McCaffrey. And I believe DJ Moore. I think. And they're all going to have a really good offense for this year. But their defense does not look good. The Las Vegas Raiders, for example, they have Derek Carr, they've got Henry Ruggs, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. All 5 of them are really going to do good in this game, especially. This game's not going to be a blowout. Probably about a score, probably. 6 or 7 point game, probably. I'm going to give this game to the Las Vegas Raiders because I believe Carolina is going to keep up with them up until around halftime. Then they're going to start falling off and the Raiders are just going to remain in control the entire time. So I'm definitely giving this game to the Raiders because of their major advantage scores. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions. This will be a very close game. I think Detroit has the advantage this time, though. Chicago with Mitch Trubisky will do pretty good this year, but it's going to be pretty average, I would say. Matthew Stafford and the Lions, I feel like these are 2 of the teams that are just, they'll have their good days and bad days this entire year. But it's a home game for Detroit. I'm going to give this to Detroit by about 3 points. It's going to be probably a regular average day game or something, but I'm giving this to Detroit since they're at home for this one. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Atlanta Falcons. This is going to be pretty close, actually. Since the game's in Atlanta, they'll have some advantage a little bit. They'll have Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley. I just noticed how Austin Hooper actually, I think he went to the Browns, but he used to be at Atlanta. Their offense is going to be really good, but take the Seattle Seahawks, for example. With Russell Wilson still being the quarterback, it's going to be a really offensive game. Both great offenses for both teams. But I see Seattle taking this game, but barely. I'm going to say probably like 38-32, for example. It's going to be really offensive, but I have the Seahawks taking this game, but barely. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. I don't see this being a blowout. New England has lost Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, but they got Cam Newton, and they also have Jared Stidham. But I trust more in Cam Newton. But most of all, Bill Belichick is one to trust for who can turn one man into possibly a playoff potential team. Miami gaining a really good rookie quarterback, but I'm not sure if he's going to start. But of all the years Miami has beaten New England at New England, I don't see it happening this time. This will be pretty close, I believe, but I'm giving this to New England because they've got better advantage for this one, so it'll be close, but I think New England takes this game. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Even though this game's in Cincinnati, I think the Chargers are still going to barely win this one. Probably by about 3 points. They've got Justin Herbert and Tyrod Taylor. Joe Burrow just went to the Cincinnati Bengals, but I feel like it's going to be at least a few weeks before they are really going to be in playoff. Well, what am I saying? It's going to be a few years for that, but a few weeks for them to get better. I have the Chargers barely taking this game, but it's going to be pretty close. But they have the advantage. Just switch these teams to opposite sides. We have the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. Since it's in San Francisco, this won't be a good game to watch. I see this being a blowout. There's not really much of anything to say about this game, so San Francisco will definitely take this game by a blowout. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints for the next game. This game is in New Orleans. You know, Tampa Bay just gained Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, so it's going to be really close, but with the New Orleans Saints having Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, there's almost no escape. So this will be pretty offensive, but I got the Saints taking this game. Next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Los Angeles Rams. Well, the game is in Los Angeles, but Dallas just travels west. The Rams are looking like a mess right now, I am afraid. I feel like Dallas is going to win this game. It's going to be pretty close, but I just feel like with Ezekiel Elliott and basically Dak Prescott, I have them winning this game because their offense is really going to dominate them. So I got the Cowboys on this game, but it's going to be pretty close. Next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Giants. Even though this game's in New York, Pittsburgh still takes this game. It's probably going to be a blowout. The Giants are looking like a mess at this point. So yeah, there's not much of anything else to say. Pittsburgh has great offense. They're just going to be able to really dominate the Giants. So Pittsburgh Steelers instantly take this win. By the way, that was the first Monday night game. And for the second Monday night game and our last game of the Week 1 NFL 2020 season, I cannot believe Week 1 is over already. Well, it hasn't even started yet. We have the Tennessee Titans versus the Denver Broncos. Even though this game is in Denver, what happened to Von Miller was pretty disturbing. Drew Lock being a good rookie quarterback, well, I believe this is his third year. It could be his second or third year at the Broncos. Their offense is going to be good, but their defense has fallen short. Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill, and you know they have I think Jarrell Casey, and they just gained Jadeveon Clowney to really up their defense targets, and Derrick Henry as running back. You know, they're just really going to dominate the Broncos. If it's not going to be a blowout, it's going to be close to one. So I got the Tennessee Titans on this game, and it's going to be a really high-scoring game too. So I'm giving it to the Tennessee Titans to close the Week 1 for the 2020 season. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who your favorite team is in the comments below, and also tell me your predictions for Week 1, and I'd like to know about them. I'll see you guys later. Bye.